Welcome, Radiant Souls, to Reign in Beauty. I'm Shannon, your Beauty Alchemist, and today, on this luminous October, our journey is deeper than glow. Because behind every luminous face is a mind that's been tended, an inner chemistry in harmony, and rituals that speak to our body and our soul. As many of you know, and actually wrote in, October is Mental Health Awareness Month. And it's a sacred reminder that caring for what is within is the true foundation of what shows up without. In this episode, we're gonna explore the neuroscience of beauty, the restorative magic of non-sleep rest, how gratitude rewires our brain, and yes, even the rising conversation around GLP-1s. GLP-1 therapies for more than just weight loss. We'll weave in my beloved tools, as you guys know. And I even have special discount codes for you that I will always add in the comments of whatever platform you are listening to this on, or maybe watching me from the studio on the YouTube channel. But let's begin by stepping behind the mirror. Yes. Imagine your brain as your ultimate skincare lab, because it is. Every thought, emotion, and neurochemical signal is an ingredient in your portrait of radiance. Now, let's talk neurotransmitters, shall we, for a second? They're the chemical messengers, you guys, that sculpt our mood, our posture, expression, and yes, even our visible beauty. Dopamine is the motivation glow transmitter, I like to call it. It fuels your drive, your curiosity, and it actually signals reward when you act. When dopamine is balanced, movements are fluid, expressions are more open, and your steps actually feel lighter. So important to get it in a healthy way. Now, serotonin, you guys, offers calm confidence. It supports our mood, our steadiness, our intuitive presence, and that sense of I'm okay in my skin. Conversely, though, cortisol and when it's chemically raised, it affects our facial muscles, tension, lines, even dulls our radiance. And here's a quote I love. I'm paraphrasing a famous neuroscientist, you guys. And I love this. It says your emotions are not separate from your appearance. They are the first layer of your facial signature. What do you think about that? Because it's true. So when you nourish your dopamine and your serotonin circuits through light, novelty, gratitude, you help the face catch the mood. Now, you guys know I'm a huge fan, right? Always with my love tuner. Just 60 seconds of breath will reset the rhythmic humming of any mirror moment. Let the vibration help settle internal chemistry before you layer on your oils and your makeup. And speaking of layering, before you step in front of your glow mirror, drop a few of my favorite buoy drops, hydration drops, into your morning. Girl, I start with it in my coffee. It goes into every beverage, from coffee to the end of the night, my Chardonnay. True story, because internal hydration is the baseline, you guys, baseline for external radiance. Okay, remember that. And buoy has so many different flavors. They're amazing. I'm going to link them. You're gonna get 25% discount code. Okay, so pay attention. Well, Beauty Overdrive. So many of us call it hustle, right? Well, behind that always on shine is often what we like to call allostatic load, the wear and tear of chronic stress on our tissues and our mitochondria. Okay? Allostasis is your body's way of adapting to stress. But when its repeated demands outpace our recovery, allostatic load sets in. That means your mitochondria, which is the powerhouses of our cells, they slow our skin turnover. We talked about this. And it lags, and you feel like you've aged ahead of your years in simple, like, couple of days. Clinically, though, you guys, chronic stress is linked to reduced mitochondrial biogenesis, okay? That is our impaired ATP function. And downstream effects are hair loss, dull skin, and guess what? Low battery and fatigue. We call this true beauty burnout, and it is so real. Have you been there? Because I can remember just a few weeks ago, I was working on a video, teaching, dreaming, all the things, researching, and I looked in the mirror and I saw exhaustion. True exhaustion. It was coming out of my voice. It was like I couldn't even get to record because I couldn't get past what I looked like, because what I was feeling, even though I was trying to deny it, was truly coming out. And it will, because our skin, our hair, and even the way light catches our cheekbones all depends on cellular vitality. Less stress and more repair. Okay. So your priority isn't pushing harder, okay? It's recovering deeper. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about that for a second. I like to call it like a neuro reset. And there is beyond sleep, like NSDR, Yoga Nidra, all these things, because sleep is sacred. But there's a next level tool, okay, you guys? And it's a non-sleep, deep rest. That's when we talk about NSDR and Yoga Nidra that help you dip into your repair mode, even midday or during major stress windows, okay? So let's talk about it. NSDR has literally been shown to help restore those dopamine levels and to reduce our amygdala reactivity, enabling a neutral reset even when we can't nap, okay? Huge, guys. Yoga Nidra, one of my favorites, is literally a neuroimaging studies that increases the cerebral blood flow and endogenesis, however you say that, whatever, right? Simply put, these practices replicate deep rest, allowing our brain and and our beauty system to recover faster. So here's how you're kind of going to do a little, mindful practice. Find a really quiet spot. Set your timer for like 5 minutes, okay? Just 5 minutes will really do. I want you to be in a lie down or a reclined position, and I want you to close your eyes. And I softly want you to follow this sequence. Scan, release, reset. No pressure to do this right. Just allow softness, okay? Scan. And then you're going to reset. And you're going to do this 5 minutes over and over, okay? You're going to, you're going to breathe a deep breath in. Get that oxygen going back through those cells, moving everything. Maybe breathe in a nice aroma oil. I always have mine, even my little roller balls. I'm obsessed with these, you guys. And it really just brings the brain and the nervous system back to a reset, even in the middle of the day when you can't rest. All right. So, our brain is forever changing. Gratitude and perspective and mindful rewiring, you guys, sculpt new neutral pathways. And those shifts will show up in our aura. Gratitude is not fluff, y'all. It stimulates, again, the dopamine and the serotonin release, which is our brain, as you guys know, natural beauty hormones. So it's like calm and reset, because studies show that gratitude lowers cortisol, which is that stress hormone, improving resilience, emotional balance, and boldly calm, right? In one study, you guys, participants, I love this study. Participants who kept a gratitude journal had measurable reductions in cortisol and improved heart rate variabilities. Love, love, love. Beauty beneath the surface is aided by brain architecture that leans towards joy, calm, and self-appreciation. I want you to look in the mirror. I want you to do this, and I want you to really commit to yourself, because I want you to do this no less than twice a week. I want you to speak 3 things you're grateful for. And I want you to see inner and outer, and let your brain absorb that frequency. Girl, use your love tuner when you're doing it. But when you hold that energy, you're going to see your face is going to soften. Your eyes are going to open. Your cheeks are going to naturally lift. And your radiance is going to shift. Okay? It does. Sensory healing is another aesthetic for calming, right? Multi-sensory, like sound, scent, texture, they're all communicate safety to our nervous system, which then whispers, okay, that safety back through skin, posture, and light. Our olfactory nerve bypasses the thalamus, how do you say that? Yeah. And it connects us directly back to our limbic emotion centers, okay? That's why a scent, even a faint one, can shift our mood almost instantly, okay? I love, as you guys know, my Orabello. Oh, I have every single solitary one of these, and it's a natural organic oil-based fragrance. This is my Salted Muse, and it's amazing. But you guys, I put this behind my ears, I put it on my palms, I inhale before stepping into any mirror ritual ever, because that soft aroma sends to my nervous system safety. it sent the safe signal. Then if you add in maybe some 528 beats or gentle heart coherent music in the background during your morning or your bedtime ritual, it literally will help to synchronize brainwave states as well. Again, reducing our stress and our prime radiant calm. And you know, guys, speaking of like in the bed or all the things, texture also, it matters. Like silk pillowcases, grounding sheets, if any of you have used those, amazing. They truly bring that sense of beauty to the nervous system. Yeah, love. All right, guys, so let's talk about one of my favorite topics ever, food, because it's not just fuel, right? It's a signal. It whispers to our gut and to our brain, and thus brings us radiance, right? So, microbes that influence our moods, neurotransmitters, all the things. And the brain axis, it needs healthy microbiome support. It will support our GABA production, our serotonin production, synthesis, anti-inflammatory balance, nutrients, you guys, is so key. So key. You guys, let's get our omega-3 fatty acids. Remember, that's going to help for membrane, fluidity, and mood regulations. Let's be eating our berries, our dark green veggies, because those are going to help bring us reduced oxidative stress. And magnesium. Everyone who knows me knows I am the biggest cheerleader for magnesium. But don't forget your zinc, don't forget your B complex, your cofactors for your moods and your enzymes. And here's how I build my Neuro Beauty Shake. I always use, starting with my LEND protein powder, because it has pea protein. I like to add some spinach, some kale sometimes, frozen berries. I love adding even more ashwagandha, especially in the evening. Yeah, but you can kind of do whatever you want, right? But you guys, lots of water, lots of hydration. And the way you're going to keep that hydration is truly by adding in just a small squeeze of your buoys, because the essential minerals that are in there are key to keeping the hydration. It's not just drinking, guys. It's not just drinking. It's literally holding it too. All right, but let's talk a little bit really quick, because it comes up all the time, GLP-1 therapies and how they may influence our brain, our inflammation, and definitely longevity way beyond body weight. Everyone always wants to just think of them, right, for weight loss, but they're not, because the GLP-1, the glucagon, like protein, is a gut hormone that actually helps to regulate your glucose. It helps your insulin, but recent research is charting neuroprotective, anti-inflammatory, which is why I started on it, mood regulation, and effects way beyond the scale, right? There's a 2023 review of a GLP-1, and they found they can cross the blood-brain barrier, modulate actually, neuroinflammation. It supports systematic plasticity and influences the mitochondrial function. Yes, way beyond the scale. They've been studied in Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and depression models with promising results, you guys. Listen, in fact, a GLP-1 therapies have shown benefits to emotional well-being, reductions in lipotoxicity, liver fat, insulin resistance, and even improved brain glucose transport. However, guys, here it is. Microdosing, which is what I've been doing for a year. And if you don't know what microdosing is, it's literally taking a fractional part of what they would consider an official dose, right? Not as many studies have been shown in it, in the microdosing, but some proponents suggest that microdosing might offer metabolic and anti-inflammatory benefits with fewer side effects. Because the side effects is what I always hear the most of. Oh, I got sick. Oh, I didn't like the way it made me feel. Oh, I had acid reflux. Oh, all the things that we could go. And it does, and it's real, But you gotta be working with somebody who can coach you through the best way to overcome and get the true benefits, okay? So yeah, GLP-1 is increasingly studied for mood, for brain health, for cellular repair. But really, you guys, any questions, reach out to me. You know, I'm a brand partner for LEMD. We have only the top, medical professionals on our team, and we will absolutely get you what you need and answer your questions. So if you're curious, reach out. Let's get you on the right path to longevity and health and wellness. Okay, guys. Well, beauty of a sound mind is so important. Today we traveled behind the mirror to the very beam of how beauty arises from brain, body, breath, reset, and the light of gratitude. I hope you sense this, and I hope your mind is your original beauty tool. I hope that you remember, actually, that it is your original beauty tool. And as you walk through the rest of this October, I want to invite you, start to deepen a gratitude mirror ritual. Try a 5-minute NSDR or a Yoga Nidra session like I walked you through. Let's get you a love tuner. Let's add this beauty into your life, okay? Use it in your mirror moments. Layer on our oils, essential oils for the skin, and definitely as our scent anchors. Sip your water. Let's use our buoy hydration drops. Internal equals external radiance. And you guys, listen, if GLP-1 is in your conversation, approach it with curiosity, approach it with care, and approach it with medically informed mindset, okay? Call me, email me, I got you. I will put you on the right path. So all my Beauty Alchemist approved favorites come with discount codes. I got you. Check the show notes for that. Share what ritual felt tender this week, and your voice might reflect in another's soul. Remember, you are a mirror. So thank you. I hope today's conversation was enlightening. It was a totally different perspective because I know we're keeping with the fall, and I am so excited. Like, I'm going to get my nails done with my Halloween nail art. Haven't made the decision yet, and I need to quickly. I still haven't decided what I'm gonna be. I have a huge Halloween party. I wanna hear all about what your upcoming events are. I wanna hear what costumes you're gonna wear. I wanna hear all the things. I wanna hear all about the recipes you're gonna make. I wanna see fun videos. Like, please keep sharing them with me. I really appreciate all the input about wanting to include the Mental Health Awareness Month. I think it was key, and I hope that, you know, it was key for you guys, because beauty really is about the mind. And if the mind is good, the rest of it really does come through. We got to feed our minds. We got to feed our minds with positive, with health. And that's really how longevity, that's how we obtain it. Okay? Have a wonderful week. You guys are amazing. Sending you love and light always. I actually came to you guys today on the yoga mat. Didn't even know if you noticed, but if you did, yeah, we have to. I'm healing okay. Ear is still repacked. It's a little, you know, had a little step back, but we're headed in the right direction. So have a wonderful week. Look forward to being back with here with you guys again next week. And namaste.